I still get chills thinking about that flight from Atlanta to Limate. Started out so ordinary, just another red-eye hauling folks south for business or family. But by the end, it turned into this nightmare that exposed some seriously dark corporate secrets. And yeah, it changed how I see people forever. Picture me, Sarah Jenkins, slouched in seat 12B, my old army jacket frayed at the edges, boots scuffed from too many miles, folks in business class giving me the side eye like I didn't belong on a plane headed to Peru, whispering about how security must be slacking these days. But when those unmarked jets screamed in over the Andes, forcing our 737 into a desperate dodge, and the captain's voice cracked over the intercom asking if anyone aboard knew how to fly a Black Hawk, well, that's when the bum they judged stood U-Pan suddenly. I wasn't just some washed-up vet running from VA bills. I was their last shot at making it out alive. It all kicked off at the gate in Atlanta. Early morning haze hanging over the tarmac, our Boeing gleaming under those harsh lights as baggage crews hustled like it was any other day. I pressed my face against the window, staring at my reflection, mid-30s, messy brown hair, eyes carrying shadows from Afghanistan that no one bothers to read me, duffel stuffed with basics, a worn thriller novel, and that crumpled letter slashing my disability pay again, forcing me to chase cheaper living down south. Boarding started, and there was this suit, Harold Kensington, striding up like he owned the airline, his $10,000 ticket buying him seat 1A, and that smug nod from the gate agent. Meanwhile, he shoots me this look, like how someone like her affording international. Little did he know, I was eyeing him right back, wondering how a guy like that sleeps at night managing billions in shady investments. Then there's Dr. Lisa Hartman, the ER doc from Chicago heading to set up clinics in rural Peru, spotting my vibe from across the lounge. Something about the way I sat, alert but exhausted, triggered her doc instincts. And sweet old Evelyn Harper, 76, hobbling aboard early with her economy ticket. Off to see her grandkids in Cusco after scraping Social Security for months. She gave me a warm smile as she passed. No judgment, just kindness. Flight attendant Marcus Hale, ex-Marine medic, caught my eye too, that silent vet nod we all know. Captain David Lawson and co-pilot Amanda Reyes up front, pros with years under their belts, chatting about clear skies ahead. Little Ethan Hayes, 8, clutching his toy robot with his Aunt Clara, heading to his dad's engineering gig in the Highlands. And Nina Torres, the journalist from LA, typing away on her laptop about corporate land grabs destroying indigenous spots. Turns out, that's what tied it all together. As we taxied out, I closed my eyes, fighting that familiar knot in my gut from enclosed spaces, meds dulling the PTSD, but not killing. Tensions roared. We lifted off, and for a bit, it was just blue skies over the Gulf. But 40 minutes in, cruising at 35,000 feet, things shifted. Subtle at first, like the plane dipping oddly, captain announcing routine military drills in the area, might add a few minutes. My instincts screamed otherwise. I'd flown enough combat sorties to know when airspace felt wrong. Heart racing, flashbacks hitting rotors, chopping through desert dust, missiles incoming. I gripped the armrest, breathing steady. Dr. Hartman leaned over. You okay? Looks like more than turbulence anxiety. I brushed it off at first. Just hate flying commercial. But she pushed gently. I've treated enough vets to spot combat stress. Doc, if you need. Marcus swung by. Ma'am, anything I can do? Served as a medic myself. Their kindness cracked me open a bit. I whispered. Black Hawk pilot. 3 tours. Discharge for the ghosts that won't leave. Then bam, the plane banks hard. Stuff flying, screams echoing. Captain's voice, tense. Unidentified aircraft approaching fast. No transponders. Those jets, MiG-29s probably, sleek and armed, boxing us in like prey. Harold up front muttering. This some kind of joke? Nina paling, realizing her expose on Apex Resources' illegal mining, poisoning rivers, displacing tribes, bribing official Smite VE, painted a target. The jets radioed finally, cold voice. Flight 512, follow our lead, or we light you up. Motive? Apex, with billions in dirty gold ops, had intel. Nina was close to blowing it wide. Harold's firm funded them. 2. Chasing profits over people. They wanted her notes, her sources, to bury the truth before it hit headlines. We dove toward this hidden strip in the Peruvian jungle, runway barely lit. bunkers and fuel tanks screaming Black Ops cash. Evelyn clutched her chest, pain shooting hard, acting up from stress. Her age, the drop in pressure. Dr. Hartman jumped in. We need meds now. Marcus grabbing the kit. Me helping stabilize her as we touched down rough. Landed, doors forced open by Colonel Ramirez and his Mercsnow flags. Just gears screaming private army, hired by Apex to protect their empire from leaks. They herded us out, guns up, interrogating Nina first. Miss Torres, your little story on our operations, hand over the files, or we start with the kid. Ethan whimpered, Clara shielding him. Harold, sweating. This is insane. Connected. You can't. Ramirez sneered. Connected to us, Mr. Kensington. Your investments pay our bills now. Shut up, or your collateral. Me? They laughed off as harmless until I overheard their plan. Extract info, then dispose of witnesses to avoid scandals that'd tank stock prices. Inner storm raging, years of feeling worthless post-discharge, judged by looks. But hell, this was my wheelhouse. Whispered to Marcus, we got skills, let's use them. He nodded, vet to vet. Jason Reed, the engineer passenger, scoped the site during bathroom breaks. Drainage tunnels lead to caves beyond their perimeter, old mining shafts. Ironic, huh? We planned quiet. Evelyn's worsening heart as diversion, her whispering through pain. Use me. They lived full. Save the young ones. Dr. Hartman fighting tears. I can't just, but Evelyn firm. Triage. Doc, save who you can. High tension built. Ramirez grilling Harold. You funded this, now watch it burn if she talks. Harold cracking. I didn't know it'd go this far, profits over lives. Mox flew, me stepping in shadow, heart pounding like rotor blades. Then the turn. Evelyn collapsed for real, clutching her chest, gasping. Tell my grandkids I love them. Chaos. Dr. Hartman yelling for help. Mercs distracted by humanitarian crap they couldn't ignore without looking like monsters. Jason slipped to the tunnels, signaling back. Keith, the tech kid, fried their comms with a jury-rigged short, lights out, radios dead. We moved in waves. Nina first with her laptop. This evidence gets out, or we die for nothing. Ethan and Clara next, kid whispering. Like mom's stories, heroes don't look like heroes. Me coordinating, flashbacks fueling focus. Apache runs where one wrong move meant dust. Ramirez roaring, lock it down, as he realized escapes. Gunfire cracked, us crawling through muck, hearts hammering. Dr. Hartman stayed with Evelyn till the end. Her last words, go expose M. We burst from caves, signaling Peruvian forces. Nina's prior contacts paid off, choppers inbound. Assault hit hard, troops storming, mercs scattering, Ramirez yelling, burn it all. But too late, evidence seized, Apex execs named. We made it, but Evelyn didn't. Their sacrifice hit deep, teaching me judgment's poison, real strength's quiet. Harold started a fund for displaced tribes, guilt-ridden. Nina's piece blew up, indictments rolling, corporate greed exposed. But questions linger. How many more Apexes out there, buying silence with blood? Me? Back stateside, training pilots on civilian smarts in crises. But that flight, it showed heroes wear worn jackets, not suits. What do you think? Corporate power too unchecked, or just bad apples? Drop a comment. Share your take on justice in these messes. Subscribe if this got you thinking. Means the world.